Hi, I'm Steve Surine. I'm the senior pastor of Christ Community Church in Peotone, Illinois. We are located at 103 West Corning Avenue in Peotone, and our services are at 9 and 10:30 a.m. on Sundays. Although for the summer, starting on May 31st, we're going to be going to one service, which will be at 9:30 a.m. What I like best about Christ Community Church is that we really are a family. We are a place where you can come and feel welcome and feel at home and just feel like you're around friends that want to know you and want to do life with you. But we're also not a clique. Anyone can come and feel welcome and join right into that family as quickly as they would like to. We've experienced that. I'm new here at the church. I started not quite a year ago, and we love the way that this church family has really embraced my family and made us feel at home here in a new town and in a new church. And I know that that's the case for anyone who would walk into our doors. One thing that I would say is different about our church from maybe other churches that I've been a part of in the past is that I think we do a good job of maintaining, on one hand, our commitment to the Bible, to spiritual truths, and at the same time, our love for our community. We want to really embody what Jesus talked about worshiping God in spirit and in truth. And so just hanging on to both of those commitments, which, sometimes in our culture can have a little bit of a tension with each other. And yet I feel like we at least try to do a really good job of that. The mission of Christ Community Church is that we seek to be a church that's transformed by the gospel of Jesus Christ, that shares this good news with our community through word and deed to God's glory. So really, we want to be disciples of Jesus that are continually making new disciples of Jesus and helping people to grow in their faith. And then through that whole process, we just want to be worshiping God and giving him the glory for everything that we do. We want our lives to be an act of worship that shows other people the way to Jesus. It's a continual process. It's a constant growth process. And it's something that I think we do. We try to do a good job of just coming alongside of each other as church members to help each other as we try to grow. And I think, we want to just be a church that is equipping people, helping them to discover what their gifts are, what their passions and abilities are, so that they can contribute and be a part of the body of Christ and help make a difference in this world. This is a church that has always had a passion for our community. In fact, our building, we've only been in our building for around 3 years or so now, and we intentionally, wanted to be right in the heart of our community so that we can be a light to our community and be involved with the people around us. And so that is something we're really passionate about. This year has been different, so we haven't been able to do as much as normal, but one of our big outreach events is just our Awana program for kids. And that hasn't been meeting this school year, but we're really excited to be bringing that back in the fall and just be inviting the kids of our community and the surrounding area to come on. We've been Wednesday night, so I'm assuming that'll be the plan in the future too, but stay tuned with our website, to have more details as that comes up. We're excited to bring that back, but we also, periodically do events where we just invite the community to come and just be a part of it. So at Easter, we did a community-wide Easter egg hunt where we had a couple thousand Easter eggs with some prizes inside that we just kind of hid all around town and then let the community know just to go out and try to find those. And so it was really cool because I have some young kids and we were out that morning and just, it was just really neat to see all the families out in town and, kids looking for the eggs and everything, and to be able to give that to the community when there have been so few things over this past year. It was a nice socially distant activity that we could provide to the community. We also do a pumpkin smash in the fall after Halloween, where people can come and bring their used pumpkins or jack-o'-lanterns that they would have to dispose of, and they can destroy those in some kind of fun ways. So that's a good way to bring people together. And we do a big paint war in the summer that's available to families just to kind of come out in the summer and go to the park and douse each other with paint and stuff. So that's a lot of fun too. So we're always looking for just ways, creative ways that we can provide just a fun experience for our community and say, hey, we're here for you, and we want you to be a part of what we're doing. Throughout the summer, we're going to be having several of our worship services outside, so that we can just be out there in the community and just praising God, for anybody walking by to hear. And one of those will actually be in our local park here in Peotone. And so on Sunday, September 12th, which is the first Sunday after Labor Day. It's going to be our community picnic. We'll be having our worship service out in the park. We'll have a picnic afterward. The whole community is invited. And so that would just be a great day to come and check us out if you have been interested in seeing what's going on at Christ Community Church Peotone. We love to see the people in our church get connected with each other, outside of just Sunday mornings. So one of the big ways we do that is through our life groups. And we like to create opportunities for people to get together in each other's homes, or some of our groups meet here at the church just to be able to connect. And a lot of our groups are just talking through our current teaching series, or they might be going through different Bible studies or other sort of curriculum that is just a way to connect over, some spiritual topics, some biblical topics, and also be, invested into the lives of everybody else in the group. It's just a good way to do life together. We have Bible studies as well, men's studies, women's studies. And then we also have different ways for people to connect, to do ministry together. We want to be a church that's equipping people and that's not creating any kind of barriers for being able to do the ministry you feel God calling you to. And so one example of that, we have some ladies that had kind of heard about this idea of plarning, where they create these mats using plastic grocery bags. They can make these mats and pillows and things that they then turn around and donate to different like homeless shelters or ministries like that. And so they started this group, and they've had a lot of women that have been coming to that from our church and from the community that are just kind of united around this passion of doing something to help those in need in our community. We also have, ministries for our kids, for our youth, not only on Sunday mornings, but, our youth meet on Sunday nights. And we have, like I said before, the Awana program that meets, midweek during the school year. And so we just want to be able to connect people of all ages and all areas in life into whatever group is going to be best for them. I know for me, when I'm listening to music that is Christ-centered and that is worshiping God and is just sending that positive message, it changes my outlook. And that's something that I began to realize way back when I was in high school, and in the town that I grew up in got our first Christian radio station. It made a huge difference on me spiritually and on a lot of my friends. Christian music has been a really important part of my life ever since then. I see that in our church that, I know our worship coordinator, for example, he's always listening to Shine, to Christian music. And he is just this wealth of knowledge of music, of songs. It's like he loves to incorporate, music on Sunday mornings that's going to tie into our message. And he does a great job of that. And I think just having that constant playlist of Christian music all the time just kind of helps, feed that knowledge of what songs are going to connect with the messages that we're speaking, and how does that, connect biblically. So, it's a huge resource for us in that way. My encouragement to anyone listening is just that what we feed ourselves is going to ultimately be what comes out. And so if we're exposing ourselves to good media, and specifically, in the music that we're listening to, but even the things that we're watching, just the things we're filling ourselves with, we're going to see that have an impact on how we live, how we think, how we're interacting with the world. I think Christian music is a great way to be filling ourselves with something not only positive, but something that's Christ-centered, that's worshiping God, and that's going to turn our attention to Him.